Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here at like 12:30 a.m. Pacific time because, it seems that we're watching the countdown clock of the Four Calling Birds event that seems to be going live at 1 a.m. Monday Pacific time. Now, my video for this was originally planned for Sunday morning, actually, but then I released my Astral video that I decided to swap instead. And then I decided to put this event video for Monday morning, which would probably be in about 6 hours time from now by the time you might be watching this. But if this actually goes ahead and launches at 1 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to come back here, or you're going to see it in a minute, and I'm going to flip to this to laugh at the kind of shit that's going on over at Scopely that they would the first time. And honestly, I have don't think there's ever been a time that a main event has launched at 1 a.m. So we're going to come back in a second here and see if this actually launches when it seems to be. Oh my god, guys, we are doing this live. I am sitting here waiting for this event countdown to see whether or not this milestone activates. And then we're going to go and talk about why there's so much wrong with this event. Let's see. Does it pop up? Come on. Does it pop up? It popped up. Now, it's 7 days from this moment in time, not 1 p.m. Pacific time like it's supposed to. Here's what I'm going to do, because you do get points for spending the showcase energy for the Kohori stuff, right? So I'm going to spend a little bit of energy just to see if it triggers. I'm just going to do one just to make sure that the points count. It should have been 1,000 points. We're going to take a look at. No, oh, sorry, 10 times 10. Yeah, that's right. So that's right, 100. Sorry, my bad, not 1,000. So that is right. It is scoring. Now, let's take a look at why things are still fucked up. Okay, so milestones 10 through 13, this is the wrong number of snow globes, okay? Now, this on the blog from Friday, they updated this actually a little bit after Friday went out. Sorry, let's zoom in a bit here. It's supposed to be 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K, or 100K over those four milestones. This one is not that, right? It's 34,000 snow globes instead of 100,000 snow globes. This is important because, well, the web milestone is a load of total shit. Also, speaking of the web milestone, you need to spend 600,000 snow globes. I'm going to talk about this in the event portion side of thing that I already pre-recorded. However, what I want you to note, though, is that this doesn't start till 1 p.m. Pacific time. So there's a disconnect actually right now between the web milestones. So don't go, if you're going to do this at all, don't go and spend your snow globes now or until 1 p.m. Pacific or whatever correction that they're going to make with this event. But I don't think that it's very good, the 600,000 snow globes they're asking for, which I will reiterate again in the events portion, which I pre-recorded before this moment in time, is a load of shit. And honestly, I wouldn't really read too much into it. And I'm honestly not going to do, I'm not even going to do the web milestone, frankly. I am just going to do this stuff. You know what? I'm actually going to do this stuff before I go to bed here tonight. I'm at 1 a.m. Pacific time. I'm going to burn my Crucible attacks from Sunday. I waited to see whether or not this was going to happen, and I'm just going to burn all of my attacks for free points, just in the off chance that they take this down or recorrect it or something gets fucked up with the milestone. I don't know what they're going to do. Anyways, I wanted to share this because, wow, this is the first time in Marvel Strike Force history that they have launched a main event at 1 a.m. Pacific time. Absolutely wild. Enjoy the rest of the video. We're going to be talking about the math in there. So first off, let's just talk about the table for the event, right? And so you can see here on the right-hand side, you have some you have some oath and blade shards intermingled, every few milestones here. There's a little bit of snow globes here as well, which is fine and dandy. The calling birds, which I think give you 10. How much points did that? I actually don't even know. How much does that give you now this week for the Ice Queen? I'm really far behind because I'm not buying any snow globes, right? So it's another 10,000, just like the golden rings. I'm doing pretty terribly in this Ice Queen's Gala, but I just can't bear to spend all the gold that's required for these snow globes, and so therefore I'm not making as much progress there. Calling blade, calling a bunch of calling birds here, so there's four of them, right? And then we can get reasonably far. Honestly, we can pick up all of these Bladen Oath shards without actually engaging the web milestone. Now, if you do want to go a little bit further, like if you want to go into the diamonds, this kind of thing, that's where you will have to do that, right? But by and large, I actually don't think it's a big deal because on these milestones, there you get 100,000 purple ISO here, which obviously is going to be important if you watch my video from yesterday. But taking a look at the web milestone here, like the total amount of points that's available in here is about 12,000 for 12,000 milestone points for 600,000 snow globes spent, which is crazy. I don't know why they didn't go back and bring it to 300K, which was during the turkeys, right? When we were doing the turkeys events and spending the turkeys, it was 300K. That was fine. 600K is outrageous. What's even more, I mean, what you could do hypothetically is you could just do part of it, right? You could go up to 353. The problem is you're not going to finish the Moondragon Ultimate Awakened ability. You're going to be 40 short. If you did the 100 from the week before or this week, then you would be sitting at 160. Now, I'm going to give in my opinion that I actually don't believe that Moondragon's Ultimate Awakened is that important. I think Astral is actually not a very good team in War, but the Ultimate specifically is not a big deal. The passive for Moondragon, which you can get in the stores, that is a much bigger deal and much easier to obtain than this kind of stuff. So I don't think the Ultimate matters that much, and so why I am willing to skip this. And wherever it comes in the future, I'll pick it up then. It's honestly not a big deal for me. Now, as far as the absolute A-Force war milestone, that hasn't changed. That's still the same, the limits. I'm pretty sure the bar hasn't moved this time around. So 345K, those numbers are still the same. So you should be able to get to about milestone. I think you should be able to get to milestone 17 because my alliance got there. I don't know if anyone spent in my alliance, but I managed to get on my main alliance to milestone 17. But milestone 16 for sure is very easy to do. So there you go for that one. I want to go jump on into the math now to talk about some of this stuff. So let's go on over. So this is a Battle in Crucible event. Now this was changed. Previously, this was supposed to be Battle in Battle World, but well, we know how that went down. And then A-Force Showcase Energy, that's available right now. And then the spending the snow globes if you choose to do that. I personally will not be, but we're going to be taking a look at different scenarios, whether you do spend the snow globes or whether you don't. I'm also going to have a little nod towards the end about, like, if you are spending snow globes, I'm going to recap on what you should or what I think you should be spending on it if you are. So the total milestone points, which you're not going to get, is 230,000. Now, I pretty much whenever there's regular events, like that's not insane, like the spending the gold one, it's usually like 500 daily. That's kind of the points that they give out. So that's what I'm assuming this one's going to be. The total web milestone points is 12,000. It's not really that big of a deal, though, versus the 600,000 snow globes you need to spend. Battle in Cosmic Crucible is 18, so this is your 6 over the 3 crucibles, and you're going to... You know what? Actually, so just to be clear, and because some people might comment down below, because this has happened before. So events are starting on Monday, but crucibles are starting on Sunday, right? So we're going to have Crucible 2 on Monday, which is going to jive with this one. Crucible 3, and then you're going to have to wait until Sunday to do your 3rd crucible to get the extra points for this. The only case where you would get more of that is if you're doing multiple attacks within your same crucible. Or if you burn your attacks, you're just like killing a run or something like that. But by and large, if you want to get your 6 attacks in for each crucible, you're going to have to wait until the following Sunday before the event ends to get this in. So just keep that in mind on the last day. That's when you're going to get those points, because some people might ask about that, but it is a 7-day event. You will get this all in. When you spend 1 showcase energy, that's what this is. This is, I should have just put that in there. It's like A-Force showcase energy. You get 10 points for 1. So that's quite a big deal, honestly. And if you do have Kahori unlocked, then you're going to be able to farm the snow globes and things out of that. So at least you'll get to double dip by spending your showcase energy, depending on what you have available to you. This Goblin's Maleficent Sin Orb, this is the costume for Green Goblin Classic. So if you want it, it's probably going to be like $10, 10 US dollars, I think, for 20,000 points. And this might actually, if you are trying to push for those blade diamonds, this may bridge the gap between the 1 diamond and the 2 diamond blade, because this is, if that's something that you're doing. It's not really a free to play thing though. So your total showcase energy. Now I'm going to do this from 2 different perspectives. This is what I believe if you're doing it the way that I'm going to be doing it, which is going to be not doing the web milestone, and I'm going to be doing 100 cores daily. So that's going to be 2 core refreshes. So that's the daily time of 288 plus 200 energy from the 2 core refreshes. You get 100 per refresh. That's 488 times by 10. It's almost 5,000, right? 4880 per day times by 7 days gives you 34,000 points. That is 700 cores over 7 days, and very low given how much cores we get these days, and why I'm trying to kind of like lower the amount of cores that I'm spending for events. I'm spending a lot less of cores on my events. Mostly because I'm using it for characters and other things, and also because I have Odin too, so I'm not pushing leaderboards. This one is not a leaderboard, so again, don't really need to go hard on this event. So if you do this 34,000, you do the Cosmic Crucible and the free claim, that's going to give you to 73,660. And this is milestone 15. So if we go back to this, oh, wrong chart, sorry. Over here, we go back, scroll over to the left here, milestone 15, which is 71,000. You get all this stuff. You get the purple ions, which is good. And you do get the other blade shards, the 20 blade shards. You are not getting the 1 diamond blade shard, though. Or sorry, the 1 diamond blade, which requires milestone 16. There is 5 million gold on there as well. That's going to involve more clearing the web milestone and also more showcase energy as well. So I did have that in here too. The reasonable score, if you did clear the web milestone and you spent 200 cores daily, which would be 1,400 over the 7 days, then you will get yourself to approximately around 100,000 milestone points, which is milestone 16. What's interesting about that, though, is, milestone 16 is 98K. Milestone 17 is 124K if you want the 2 diamond blade. It's going to be a lot of showcase coring if you want to do that free to play. And I personally don't believe it's worth it. I mean, Blade's not even in the bumps yet, and so I just I have I think I have a 4. I don't even think my Blade's 5-star yet. So why do I even need a diamond now? Like, if I really want a Blade diamond, then I'll work on that when it becomes available, right? Like when I can get shards from him in the stores or in the orbs or wherever it becomes available, right? The diamond is not a big deal. Or I'll just buy it myself in the store, right? Like I don't think it's worth spending a shit ton of cores to get for sure a 2 diamond blade, but even the 1 diamond blade doesn't even matter that much to me. Just because I'm not going to get there to be able to unlock it. And when that time comes, and I want to spend 50 silver promo credits, diamond credits to upgrade it, like I think that's a better trade-off than spending the amount of cores that you would have to do in order to reach that milestone in here. That's just my thoughts anyway. So some notes here. Personally, I think this web milestone sucks unless they change it from 600K to something else. I don't think it's worth it spending all that much gold for your snow globes, because you're really looking at, 3 million, you'd have to spend more than 3 million gold a day, right? Because that's 50,000. You would have to buy it 12 times, and that's 36 million gold. That's a lot. I just really don't think it's worth it with all the stuff coming around. You will miss the Moondragon alt, though, if you don't do this. I'm willing to take the pass. Maybe some of you won't, but I am. I don't think this matters a ton when Astral in War is not very good. And she doesn't really even get around to her alt, right? Like, her first thing is her special. I would be shocked if in most instances Moondragon doesn't even get to the alt in War anyways. So my gold is worth more. It's entirely up to you how you decide to play this out. I will be saving my gold to be putting into the upcoming reworks that are around the corner. Now, before we end the video, though, I do want to talk, if you are someone who is going to be spending your snow globes into the store here, then there's a couple of things that you could do. You could bridge the gap on the Astral Force after the payout for the Shadow King trial. The other thing that you could do is finish off some of your Awakened Pastos. I do think that those are worth it, right? So finish these off at this good value here, and then stock up on red gear. That's probably what I would do the most. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Are you going to be spending 600,000 snow globes for this week's event, or are you going to be taking a pass like I will? That's the end of this video, everyone. And of course, until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.